Your dog jumps into the pool and pulls a drowning child to safety. Everyone's calling him a hero, but then he collapses on the deck and won't get up. You rush him to the emergency vet. They run tests, and when the doctor comes out of the exam room, her face tells you something is terribly wrong. Your dog didn't just save that child, he saved her while dying. And what the autopsy reveals destroys everyone who hears this story. Why did your dog collapse? What was wrong with him? And how did a dying dog find the strength to save a life? If you believe dogs are capable of love beyond their own survival, subscribe to The Soul of Every Dog. Every day we share stories proving why dogs are more than pets. They're heroes. Like this video if a dog ever protected someone you love, and comment where you're watching from. Let me tell you about a labrador named Duke who showed an entire community what sacrifice really means. You're throwing your daughter Emma's 7th birthday party in your backyard. 20 kids running around, parents chatting, BBQ going, standard suburban Saturday chaos. Duke, your 9-year-old yellow lab, is in heaven. Kids mean dropped food and endless attention. He's making his rounds, tail wagging, accepting pets and hot dog pieces. Emma adores Duke, has since you brought him home as a puppy when she was born. They grew up together. He slept under her crib, then next to her toddler bed, now at the foot of her big girl bed. Her best friend, her protector. Your neighbor Sarah is there with her daughter Lily, who just turned 5. Lily's wearing her new princess swimsuit, excited to use the pool. She's been taking swimming lessons for 6 months, but she's still not confident. Sarah keeps a close eye on her. Until she doesn't. It happens so fast. Sarah turns to talk to another parent. Lily wanders toward the pool. She's supposed to wait for an adult, but she's 5 and impulsive, and the water looks so inviting. She jumps in the shallow end, but she misjudges, goes under. Panics. You're inside grabbing more ice. You don't see it. Sarah doesn't see it. The other parents are distracted by their own kids, but Duke sees it. Later, when people describe what happened, they all say the same thing. Duke moved like he'd been shot from a cannon. He was across the yard eating a dropped hamburger. The second Lily went under, his head snapped up. He didn't bark, didn't hesitate, just ran. 80 pounds of yellow Labrador hit the pool at full speed. Dove straight to where Lily was thrashing underwater, got his mouth around the back of her swimsuit and dragged her up. Sarah heard the splash, turned, and screamed. Duke swam Lily to the shallow end, never letting go of her swimsuit. When he could touch bottom, he pulled her to the steps. Lily was coughing, crying, but breathing. Sarah pulled her daughter out, sobbing. Oh my God, Lily, baby, are you okay?" The party stopped. Everyone crowded around. Lily was scared, but fine. Duke had gotten to her within 10 seconds. She'd barely swallowed any water. "That dog saved her life," one of the dads said. "If he hadn't been paying attention." Sarah was crying, holding Lily, looking at Duke with something like awe. "Thank you. Duke, thank you." Duke stood on the deck, dripping wet, tail wagging. Then he walked over to you, pressed his head against your leg, his "I need you" signal, and his legs gave out. He collapsed on the concrete. "Duke!" You dropped to your knees. He was breathing, but his eyes looked wrong, unfocused. His gums were pale. "Something's wrong," you said. "Something's really wrong." Your husband was already getting the car. You and another parent lifted Duke, heavy, dead weight, and got him into the back seat. Emma was crying. "Daddy, what's wrong with Duke?" "I don't know, baby. We're getting him help." The emergency vet clinic was 15 minutes away. You drove like you were being chased, your husband in the back seat with Duke's head in his lap. "Stay with me, buddy," your husband kept saying. "Stay with me." Duke's breathing was shallow. His eyes kept closing. You pulled up to the emergency entrance. 2 vet techs came out with a stretcher. They lifted Duke carefully, rushed him inside. You followed, trying to explain. He jumped in the pool, saved a drowning kid, then collapsed. I don't know what happened. He was fine all day. The vet on duty, Dr. Rebecca Osman, did a quick examination while techs hooked Duke up to monitors. Heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen levels. His vitals are crashing, Dr. Osman said. We need to stabilize him and run tests. Did he hit his head? Swallow too much water? I don't think so. He just pulled the kid out and then collapsed. Okay, we're taking him back. I'll update you as soon as I know something. They wheeled Duke through the doors. You caught one last glimpse of him, your goofy, food-obsessed lab who just saved a child's life, before the doors closed. You and your husband sat in the waiting room, silent, terrified. 30 minutes passed, 45, an hour. Finally, Dr. Osman came out. Her expression made your heart sink. Can we talk in private? You followed her to a consultation room. She closed the door, sat down heavily. Duke is stable for now, but I need to tell you what we found. She pulled up X-rays on her computer, pointed to a large mass in Duke's chest cavity. This is a hemangiosarcoma. It's a cancer that affects blood vessels. Very aggressive. Based on the size, he's had this for months. You couldn't process it. Cancer? But he's been fine. Normal. No symptoms. That's how this cancer works. It's silent until it's not. And what happened today, the physical exertion of the rescue, the stress, it caused the tumor to rupture. He's bleeding internally. Your husband's voice cracked. Can you operate? Dr. Osman looked genuinely pained. Even if we could remove the tumor, the cancer has already spread. His lungs, his liver. Surgery would buy him maybe a week, and it would be a painful week. The kindest thing we can do is make him comfortable and let him go peacefully. He's dying? You couldn't believe you were saying it. Duke's dying? I'm so sorry, yes. How long has he had this? Based on the tumor size, I'd estimate 4 to 6 months, maybe longer. You did the math. Emma's birthday was in June. It was now August. Duke had been sick since spring, maybe earlier, and he'd never shown it. Never stopped playing with Emma. Never stopped eating. Never stopped being Duke. Until today, when he'd used the last of his strength to save a child. Dr. Osman let you see him. Duke was in a recovery kennel, lying on a thick blanket, IV in his leg, breathing slowly. He opened his eyes when you came in, and his tail moved just slightly. You knelt beside the kennel, reached in to touch his head. Hey, buddy. Hey, Duke. Your husband sat on the floor next to you. You were both crying. The doctor says you've been sick for a long time, you told Duke, like he could understand. Why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you show us? But you knew why. Because he was a dog. And dogs don't complain. They don't burden their people with their pain. They just keep loving, keep protecting, keep being present until they physically can't anymore. You saved Lily today, your husband said. You're a hero, Duke. You're such a good boy. Duke's eyes closed again. Peaceful, like he'd done what he needed to do and could rest now. Dr. Osman appeared at the door. I don't want to rush you, but his pain is getting worse. The internal bleeding is progressing. If you want to say goodbye while he's still comfortable. You understood what she was saying. It was time. You called your sister to pick up Emma from the birthday party. You couldn't bring her here for this. She was 7. She didn't need to see Duke die. But you took a video. Your husband held the phone while you knelt beside Duke, stroking his ears, telling him everything. Emma wants you to know she loves you so much. You've been her best friend her whole life. She's going to miss you every single day." Duke's tail moved again, that lazy lab wag that meant contentment. "You were the best dog," you continued, your voice breaking. "The best boy. You made our family complete. You protected Emma. You loved us. And today you saved a little girl's life. You're a hero, Duke. Everyone's going to remember what you did." Your husband added, "We're going to make sure Lily knows. When she's older, we'll tell her about the dog who saved her. About Duke." Dr. Osmond knelt beside you with 2 syringes. The first injection will make him sleep very deeply. He won't feel any pain. The second will stop his heart. It's peaceful. I promise. You nodded, couldn't speak. She administered the first injection. Within seconds, Duke's breathing deepened. His body relaxed completely. The pain left his face. "He's asleep," Dr. Osmond said gently. "He can't feel anything now." She gave you a moment. You pressed your forehead against Duke's, feeling his warmth, memorizing the weight of him. Then she gave the second injection. Duke's breathing slowed, stopped. His heart beat once more under your hand, then went still. "He's gone," Dr. Osmond whispered. "I'm so sorry." You collapsed against your husband. He held you while you sobbed. For Duke, for Emma, who'd lost her best friend, for the unfairness of a dog who'd spent his final months sick and in pain but had hidden it to keep being there for your family, and for the fact that Duke's last act had been saving a life. Even while dying, he'd chosen to protect. The news spread fast. Small town, big story. Local dog saves child hours before dying of cancer. The local paper wanted to interview you, so did the TV station. You said yes because Duke deserved to be remembered. Sarah, Lily's mom, came to your house 2 days after Duke died. She was crying before she even got through the door. "I don't know how to thank you," she said. "Your dog saved my daughter's life, and I didn't even know he was sick." "None of us knew," you said. "He hid it." The vet said he was probably in pain for months, but he still jumped in that pool. He still saved Lily. Sarah wiped her eyes. "I'm going to make sure she never forgets him. We're going to tell her story every year on her birthday, about the hero dog named Duke." The local news ran the story that evening. They interviewed you, showed photos of Duke, explained what the vet had found. The anchor's voice cracked when she said, "Duke the Labrador saved 5-year-old Lily Martinez from drowning on Saturday. Hours later, emergency veterinarians discovered Duke had been suffering from terminal cancer for months. He died shortly after the rescue." The story went viral. Within days, it was national news. Then, international. Everyone wanted to hear about the dying dog who'd used his last strength to save a child. People sent letters, flowers, donations to the animal hospital in Duke's name. The mayor gave Duke a posthumous Citizen Hero Award. The police department made him an honorary K9. But the moment that destroyed you was when Lily's kindergarten class made cards. 20 little kids who'd heard the story, drawing pictures of a yellow dog with angel wings, writing things like, "Thank you, Duke," and "You're a hero" in crayon. Lily's card had a drawing of her in a pool with Duke pulling her out. Above it, in her careful 5-year-old handwriting, "Duke saved me. I love him forever." You kept that card, put it in a frame next to Duke's collar. 3 weeks after Duke died, Dr. Osmond called. "I wanted you to know something," she said. "I've been thinking about Duke constantly. I've been a vet for 16 years. I've seen thousands of animals. But what Duke did, I've never seen anything like it." "What do you mean?" "The tumor had ruptured. He was in excruciating pain, bleeding internally. Most dogs in that condition can barely move, But Duke ran, jumped, swam, and dragged a child to safety. The physical exertion required for that rescue should have been impossible given his condition. So, how did he do it? Adrenaline explains some of it, but not all. I think, she paused, I think Duke knew Lily was in danger. And I think he made a choice. He could have stayed on the ground, conserved his energy, lived maybe another few hours. Or he could save her and die immediately after. He chose to save her. You felt tears building again. You think he knew it would kill him? I think he didn't care. I think protecting that child mattered more to him than his own life. That's not instinct. That's love. That's sacrifice. After you hung up, you went to Emma's room. She was lying on her bed, holding Duke's favorite toy, a squeaky hamburger that had been through thousands of games of fetch. "Mom," she said, "is Duke in heaven?" You sat on the edge of her bed. "I think so, baby." "Do you think he knows he's a hero?" "I think he just knows he protected someone. That's all he wanted, to keep people safe." Emma hugged the toy tighter. "I miss him so much." "Me too. Every day, but you know what? Lily gets to grow up because of Duke. She'll go to school, make friends, have a life, all because Duke saved her." "That's good," Emma said quietly. Duke would be happy about that. She was right. Duke would be happy, because dogs don't save lives for glory. They do it because they love, because protecting their pack, human or not, is what they were born to do. 6 months after Duke died, Sarah invited your family to Lily's 6th birthday party. The theme was heroes. Lily wore a cape, and in the center of the dessert table was a custom cake, decorated with a yellow labrador wearing a Superman collar. "This is Duke," Lily announced to her party guests. "He saved my life. He's my hero." She didn't fully understand what had happened. She was too young, but she understood that a dog had kept her safe, and that mattered. Sarah pulled you aside. "Thank you for coming. I know this must be hard." "It's not hard," you said, watching Lily blow out her candles. "It's beautiful. Duke died doing what he loved, protecting someone. There's no better way to honor him than making sure Lily lives the life he saved." That night, after Emma was asleep, you and your husband sat in the backyard where Duke used to lie in the sun. You'd planted a tree there, a young oak that would grow strong and tall. Duke's tree. "Do you think we'll ever get another dog?" your husband asked. "Maybe. Someday. When we're ready." You leaned against him. "But no dog will ever be Duke." "No," he agreed. "Duke was 1 in a million." But the truth was, Duke was something even rarer. He was a dog who'd spent months dying in silence so he wouldn't burden his family, who'd hidden his pain so Emma could still have her playful, goofy lab, who'd given everything, including his last moments of life, to save a child he barely knew. Duke taught you something fundamental about love. That real love isn't just staying when it's easy. It's protecting when you're exhausted. It's giving when you have nothing left. It's sacrificing your own peace for someone else's safety. That's what Duke did, and everyone who heard his story, the thousands of people who cried reading about the hero lab, understood something important. Dogs are capable of a love most humans will never achieve. A love that asks for nothing, expects nothing, just gives and gives and gives until there's nothing left. Duke gave everything. And because he did, Lily got to blow out 6 candles, and 7, and every birthday after that. That's what heroes do. They make sure someone else's story continues, even if theirs has to end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you believe heroes come in all forms. Tomorrow, another story proving why dogs are extraordinary.